guys. So I have some stuff here from Spelab, which I'm pretty excited about because I've been a customer of theirs for a while, and they sent me some stuff to check out, so let's take a look. So this is probably my favorite upgrade. It's the intake manifold from Spelab, and if you get this, I always recommend this, especially if you have a Cummins. Most of these parts that I have here with me are going to be applicable for newer Cummins with a 6.7 in it. This is also the grid heater delete. This intake is just beautiful, and they have it so you can get a couple different colors, and you can get anything you want to match your build. I know a lot of people love the color match, but just look how like cosmetically aesthetic this looks. I mean, it just looks beautiful. So normally when you get parts from Spelab, the one thing that I like is they're going to send everything that you need in the kit. And I've noticed with some companies, when you order parts, you don't get gaskets, you don't get the bolts. And what's nice is they literally send everything. And I'm a big Cummins fan. I tend to work on them a lot. Something that I appreciate is clean care, and they send caps. So when you go through to put your intake on, especially do the grid heater delete, it's a really good idea to cap the rail or anytime you have fuel lines off. I love that they sent these, and I appreciate it so much. They send the gasket kit and everything that you need, and a nice little instruction pamphlet. But I do know that there's a lot of resources on the website, so if you guys ever need help, you can always reach out to Spelab, or they have installation instructions and videos. So this is the intake kit on its own. You get the horn, the gaskets, they send the fuel line, all the connectors and hardware, everything that you might need. And just for like a brief little idea of what this is and where it goes, this is going to go into the intake. This is your CAC and your piping, and you can get all of this right off the website. This intake is 2 times the diameter as the factory setup, so you get twice as much airflow and much smoother air delivery. Aside from the setup completely eliminating the issue of the stock grid heater failure of the nut falling down into the intake, it's light and heat resistant, benefit of the aluminum alloy, and Spelab offers better price for higher performance parts. So the next thing I got is the grid heater delete. This has been in like super high demand for Cummins owners. Everybody's worried about that nut falling down into the intake because it's usually catastrophic. And I just think this is like a must-have, and it always looks really great. So I'll show you guys what the plate looks like. Love this. Super nice. Look how beautiful. And I really appreciate that, like, all of the products, like, I haven't found an imperfection or anything on them. Like, the etching's clean. I haven't found anything that looks like it was like machined wrong, or like just anything. Like, I really appreciate the time that's gone into these. Like, you can tell when you see a cheap product, and everything on these looks really nice. So my favorite thing about this piece individually is that I always recommend it with the intake horn, but what's nice about this is it completely eliminates all the fear for that grid heater nut. It relocates it so you don't have to worry about getting rid of your heating element, and then you don't have that fear that something could potentially happen to your engine. So everything comes in this. Like I said, they always send all the gaskets and everything that you need. They're super good about it. And this is everything that comes in the kit. Got the gasket for the grid heater. This is going to go under the intake horn, and then a couple spacers. So I do recommend that you guys follow all of the regulations that where you're from. A lot of this is going to be off-road parts and use only. So I wanted to like briefly touch base on the EGR delete kit because it's super common, and just show you guys what the product looks like from Spelab. So when you go on the website, there's going to be a bunch of different options if you wanted to go down this route. In this kit particular, I wanted to show you guys everything that they send. So this would be a full kit for the EGR. These are your plates. I like this. This looks pretty. And of course, they're going to send you all the gaskets. This is one of my favorites. This is like a really nice touch. One of the first things that I ever bought from Spelab before I knew much about them was their coolant leak repair kit. And if you know, on a Cummins, the coolant line that goes to the head on the passenger side, there's like I think it's a green OEM O-ring. They just leak. And it's really common for the heater hose fitting to leak further back on the head too. And on the Spelab website, they make like a barbed fitting with a loop on it, and it keeps that fitting and hose like sealed tightly. And that is my favorite part off the website. It's really reasonably priced. It's a really nice upgrade, and it's just like good preventative maintenance. And if your truck is already pouring coolant from there, it's just a nice, easy fix, and it's not a lot of work. So this is everything that would come in that kit. This is going to bolt onto the intake. It's also got a nice little label on there that looks great with Spelab. This one looks beautiful also. All this is going to come in that EGR kit. Your 2 plates. And then they're going to send nice little gasket kits, some hose, and then all the hardware and that fitting that you need. So here's the parts that come in the EGR and throttle valve kit, and basically this is just going to help everything recirculate a little bit better through the engine and run cooler. This removal is usually done because EGR valves cause plugging and create a high content of soot. And this is one of their nice looking exhaust tips. I actually picked this up off the website myself. I thought that it looked nice, and the dually's black, so I thought it'd be a great little touch. And that is pretty much all of the parts that they sent me, so stay tuned. I do want to talk about some kind of installation tips and some stuff that I would recommend, and I am going to do a little bit more info on some of the products for you guys. So I'm throwing a discount code in my bio for you guys. It's going to be Turbo15, and you can check out all of these parts on SpelabAutoparts.com.